Is it me, or does it seem like the months go by so fast, especially when you're having fun coloring? Today I'm going to share with you all of the pages that I colored in May, and I have an announcement. First up, I have a buddy color in Tiny World Secret Wonders, and this is a buddy color that I did with Miss Sherry Denowich. Check it out. I will put Sherry's picture over here on the left hand side, but not until after I share with you what I used to make this page come to life. This was not an easy feat. It looks like it's easy to color, but what happens is there is a lot of tiny elements on this page, especially down here. Yeah. So it took me some time to get this done. The media that I used is colored pencil mostly, and I use the gold fiber colored pencils. I also use my Sharpie creative markers as well as gel pens. And those gel pens I believe that I use are from Sakura, the Jelly Roll pens. But I only use the Jelly Roll pens in select areas. The majority of this illustration is colored with colored pencils. So check out Miss Sherry's picture over here. And I do believe that most of her illustration is also colored with colored pencils. From my memory, I remember she said she used Crayola and also Arctic's colored pencils. And I think she used some gel pens along with some other things. Thank you so much, Miss Sherry, for coloring with me. It's always a pleasure to color with you. You have helped me up my game in coloring, and I truly appreciate that. The next book that I colored in is a Creative Haven coloring book. It's entitled Beautiful Angels. And I decided to do two illustrations in here. One angel is a spring angel, and this is it here. And the other angel is a summer angel. So let's talk about this one. Oh, I forgot to tell you that this is illustrated by Marjorie Cernak. Okay. This is a page that I started out with the intentions of basing the page with alcohol markers. I just bought a set of Ohuhu markers, just a little small set of the pastel colors. And I was going to base this page with those markers, but I was a little bit nervous about adding colored pencils on top, so I just left it as is. So check it out. I'm going to bring it up closer for you to get a better look. Most of this page is colored with alcohol markers, the pastel colors, and then I have some Jelly Roll pens. I do believe the ones I used was Stardust. I don't know how well you can see it sparkling, but around the border here is what I used. And then for the letters, I used alcohol markers. And then inside of here, the little banner, this little circle here, I used the Stardust from my Jelly Roll pens. I think this turned out fairly nicely. Oh, the raindrops. I also used Jelly Roll pens here. This is Stardust. I don't know how well you can see the sparkle through the camera, but that is pretty much what I use on this page. And the next page here, I used colored pencils. I used Staedtler design, the design pencils. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The design journey. Most of this is colored pencils, and I did accentuate the illustration using gel pens. I think I have some gel pen right here on the lips and the eyes, and then around the border I have Stardust again. And then for these stars, that's Stardust from my Jelly Rolls. And that's pretty much it. I do have the clouds are outlined with Stardust Jelly Rolls. And then down here, Summer is filled in with Stardust. And the outline is just your regular Jelly Roll pen color green, I believe. And that's it. I think this turned out very nicely. I was trying to get in touch with my creativity, and I think I did that with this picture. I achieved that. And that is all I colored in Beautiful Angels. The next page that I have is a page also from Creative Haven. It is called Fanciful Sea Life, and this is also by Marjorie Cernat. I colored this page that I am very proud of. These are mermaids. So this is my first picture that I colored in May for my mermaid, hashtag mermaid. I really like this page. I use Prismacolor colored pencils. And what I like about this so much is how I was able to blend these colors right here on the tail, as well as just the whole portion of the mermaid. I'm proud of myself. I really, really am. But I had some mishaps with this page, and it all started with the background. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. But long story short, I started out with a particular brand of colored pencils on the background, and I quickly abandoned them. And I'm glad I did, because if I did not abandon those pencils and switch over to using Prismacolor, I don't think that this illustration would have turned out like this. Also, for this illustration, I used a white gel pen, as you can see here, and I also used some sparkle pop here. Certain areas I used sparkle pop, I believe. Let me make sure. Okay, I have sparkle pop and crazy pop, and then I used the white Jelly Roll pen on here. I think I did a great job. I'm so proud of this. I really like it, and I hope you do too. I'm proud of myself because I was just doing some things. But do know that I also used the blending pencil, as well as I used some mineral spirits on the background. Yeah, that's it. That's all I colored in Fanciful Life. The next page that I colored is a page from R.J. Hampson's Lost and Found coloring book. This is also a buddy color with a buddy on Instagram by the name of Kim. I'll put her picture up over here after I finish telling you what I used on this page. For this page, I only used colored pencils. That's the only medium I used. The colored pencils that I used were the Arteza Classic colored pencils. And I think that they performed very well on this illustration. I have colored this illustration before in the past, and I don't think I colored it like this. It didn't look this good, so I'm getting a little bit better. When I first colored this, I didn't really realize that this was water until after I saw Kim's completed page. I said, oh, that's water right here. I still kind of messed up right there, but overall, I think this turned out very nicely. Now take a look at Kim's picture over here. I don't know specifically what she used on her picture, but all I do know is that it looks like colored pencils and it looks nice. So check it out. Thank you, Miss Kim, for reaching out and buddy coloring with me. I appreciate it. I hope that we can do more buddy colors in the future. The next page that I have to share with you is from Nature Mandalas by Melpo Mini. And this is it. Guess what? This is a buddy color. And my buddy, Miss Jen, her picture's going to be over here. Yeah, but let me tell you what I used here to be very quickly. I used one medium. That is it. And that one medium was Koh-i-Noor Polycolor colored pencils. That's all I used. So take a look. I am very proud of this. I thought I did a very good job on this. And that's really all I have to say. I'm working my way through this book. I actually have started the next page here after it. I'm working my way, like going page after page. That's how I'm going in this book. So anyway, check out Miss Jen's picture over here. This is my second buddy color that I have done with Jen. She is a pleasure to work with, and she is so positive. I like her attitude. But this is Jen's picture over here, and it looks so real. Like, hey, these look like real butterflies, real cocoons, real caterpillars. It just looks so real to me. I think she used colored pencils. If I'm wrong, Jen, please correct me. The reason why I don't know what she used is because she didn't tell me. The next page that I completed is a WIP, and I also have a WIP that I started in this book. This is the Enchanted Earth coloring book by Mel Pomini. This is a WIP that I started in May. Hopefully I can get it finished in June. And I was using colored pencils when I started doing this one. Okay. The next page that I actually completed, it's a WIP. I finally got it done, is this page. I used Staedtler Luna watercolor colored pencils for most of this page, but in the darker areas I used the Staedtler, I think it's still a watercolor pencil, but it's a graphite type of colored pencil, like a tint colored pencil. Let me bring it up closer so you can get a better look. But the majority of this page is colored using the Luna watercolor colored pencils. This portion here, the water mainly going down, is the tints, the Staedtler tints. But everything else is Luna watercolor. I don't know when I started this page, but it seemed like it was months and months ago. I actually probably started this page last year in 2024. So I finally had a time to color it and finish it, but I only had the flowers over here to complete. Most of the picture had been colored except for the flowers, and I am so glad that I got it done, all watercolor. And the page did not really buckle all that much. And I think the key to using watercolor in the coloring books, especially if it is good quality paper, is to not put a whole lot of water on the page. Just use a little bit, and that will keep down the crinkling of the paper. So that's all I colored in Mel Pomini's Enchanted Earth. I have one more thing to show you, and of course if you followed along with me on this series, How to Color Like an Artist, I finished this page. These are toucans, and I used Prismacolor colored pencils to do this, and I was demonstrating the shading techniques, or shading technique should I say. I used Prismacolor colored pencils, and that is it for this page. Now the rest of the pages that you will see are all from mythographic coloring books. The first page that I colored in my mythographic coloring books is a page from the Aviary coloring book by Joseph Cadombang, and this is it here. This is a page where I used a lot of different media. I used the Koh-i-Noor Polycolor colored pencils. I also used, I think, an acrylic pen for the background. I used some metallic gel pen here. You can see it kind of has that metallic look going on. And I also used, I think, some Jelly Roll pens for the butterfly, which is that pink and that yellow. I used some markers, Staedtler markers, in certain areas on the beads here, and also on the, I guess, the rope that they are using here. The birds are holding, rather. Colored pencils, I use polycolor colored pencils, and I tried something different. For the birds, I decided to use the Koh-i-Noor tritone colored pencils. And so you can see the different colors in the bird here. These are all, well, this is just one pencil here. But this is another pencil. But for the color of the bird, I used the tritone pencils. You can see the different colors in there. I thought it turned out pretty good. And then here on this bird, I also used the tritone colored pencil. I wish that I had used a different color, because here's the flower. And you can see the little yellow in these flowers. Those are the gel pen. Okay. So let me take it out so you can see the full picture here. I use gel pens, colored pencils, markers, and acrylic markers. I used a lot of stuff in this picture, and I think it turned out okay. I really do like it. The next mythographic coloring book that I colored a page in is the Deep Blue by Fabiana Astanasio, and this is the page that I colored. This is a page with the mermaid. Check it out. I used Koh-i-Noor polycolor colored pencils. I think it turned out fairly nicely for my first time using the pencils. I think this is the first page that I actually colored using those pencils. You know, those are fairly new to me, and I think it turned out pretty good. The other medium that I used is a white gel pen, and that's pretty much all I used for this page. The next page that I have in my mythographic books is one from Fantasy Forest by Fabiana Astanasio, and this is it. Check it out. This is a page that I colored using my gold fiber colored pencils, and I think this is probably the first page that I colored on using those pencils. You get what I'm saying? So this is the first page. I was trying to think outside of the box. I was trying to think fantasy, so I wasn't going for traditional colors. I was just trying to just be creative, and this is how it looks. Everything is colored pencil except for the white gel pen you see on the deer or the doe up here. And I also have some kind of stardust on the stars here. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's what's going on. I really enjoyed coloring this page because I was trying to be creative with my colors. I even colored this little person here blue. And I just wanted everything to be different, not your traditional colors. All right. I don't know how well you can see the sparkles, but I do have it in here. I like this book. This is probably another one of my favorites from the mythographic coloring books that I own. That's all I colored in Mythographics Fantasy Forest, this page. As you can see, I colored a lot of pages in my mythographic coloring books. I colored so many pages from different books that I really don't want to color in any more mythographic books, but I will have at least 2 that I color in for the month of June. Just wanted to throw that out there because I still have a few books to go through. The next book that I have to share with you is a page from Fairy Wonderland, also by Fabiana Astanasio. This is the page here. Now this page started out with me wanting to just base it with alcohol markers and then come in with colored pencils, but then I scrapped that idea quite quickly because I didn't want to mess up the page. Plus, I don't know what I'm doing. But I did use colored pencil in certain areas that I felt comfortable using it. So what I did is I used my Ohuhu pastel colored pencils on this page. Did I say colored pencils? Not colored pencils, alcohol markers. I'm sorry. Alcohol markers. I was going to use colored pencils, but I decided not to because I didn't want to mess up anything. However, I did use colored pencil on the background, which is blue. I based it with the alcohol marker, and then I came over it with the Prismacolor colored pencil, a blue one. And then I also used a yellow colored pencil. I can't remember the color, to go over these things here. I don't know what they're called. But see, the alcohol marker was very, very bright, like a neon bright. And so I toned it down a bit with a yellow colored pencil. And then after that, I took my mineral spirits and I smoothed out the background as well as the yellow elements here. And I also used a white gel pen in certain areas on the snail body here and the snail shell. I also used it on this snail's body, that snail body, that one, and also the little snail girl. That's what I'm going to call her. As well as in little areas where there were little circles. And I also used a little bit of, I think this is a stardust for the star here. Yeah, that's it. That is it. I'm moving the page because you can kind of see the little sparkle. Maybe it doesn't show up that well on camera, but that's all I did here, and I was content with how this page looks. I'm not too confident on coming over with colored pencils over alcohol markers. That's something I need to practice on. But I was going to give it a try. I did try it on two things, the sky and these little lantern-like elements, and that was it. Overall, I enjoyed coloring this page with my Ohuhu alcohol markers that are the pastel ones. I have this coloring book, Labyrinth by Joseph Cadenbang. I colored 2 pages in this book. The first page is this one. Now this page, I was testing out my new Derwent Lightfast color pencils. I bought a small set and I just wanted to see how they work compared to the Luminous. I do have some Caran d'Ache Luminous pencils. I don't have the full set or anything. I just have a few. And I wanted to compare the two. And so that's why I bought the Derwent Lightfast. I colored this page with the Derwent Lightfast. And this is how it looks. I had a good experience with coloring with these. And as you can see, I think it's a decent looking page. I did use my mineral spirits to smooth out certain areas here. I think I used it throughout. And then, of course, blender pencil. Let me remove this little thing here. And that's it. I think it turned out fairly nicely. It is kind of dark. So what I'm learning about the Lightfast pencils from Derwent, at least the set that I have, the pencils are kind of on the dark side. They're not like really bright and vibrant. And that's what I noticed with these pencils here. So I'm trying to get you a good look because the lighting will make it look a different way. But yeah, this is it here. I think I did a pretty good job with this page. Now moving on to the next page, which is a buddy color that I did with a person by the name of Eve. Eve is a YouTuber here. She's just getting started. So thank you, Eve, for reaching out to me via email to do this buddy color. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun working with you. You are such a positive and just an upbeat person. I really like that about you. I hope that we will be able to do more buddy colors in the future. Here is my picture. I only used one medium. I used colored pencil. And the color pencils that I used for this illustration was Prismacolor. I think it turned out okay. And that's all I used. I didn't use anything else. Now, here is Eve's illustration over here. I think her illustration is beautiful. She used, I think she told me, alcohol markers and I think Staedtler pigment pens. And she has a gel pen or a white pen outline. I don't know specifically if it was an acrylic pen or just a gel pen, but she has the white on the butterflies. So check it out. Very beautiful coloring, Eve. Thank you so much for reaching out to me to do a buddy color. I hope that we can do more buddy colors in the future. And that is all I colored in the mythographic coloring book, Labyrinth. The next page that I completed is from the Magical Earth by Joseph Cadombang. This here is a page that I completed. It was a WIP, so I had to come in and finish up some things, and I finally got it completed. On this page, I used alcohol markers, I believe, for the background. And I also used my gold fiber colored pencils on this illustration, as well as my Ohuhu, the glitter markers. But I used that on these little rope things that are holding the pot, or the pots. Well, the two pots there. I don't know how well you can see it glittering, but it's like a purple pink Ohuhu glitter marker. And did I use anything else? I think that's it. I did not use any other mediums. Okay. I have that finished. Now, also in this book, I started a page, but I stopped because I don't have, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable. But I started this page by doing the background with some ink tints from Derwent. So I do have some of those, and I was going to try to color this page with those pencils. I will do that one day, but I think I chickened out and I stopped. But I'm going to pick it back up. And that's all I did in this book. I do like this page. It's a little on the dark side. I don't think I really got up close and personal with you. Yeah. So I did I tell you what pencils I used? Let me make sure. Yeah, I used gold fiber. I just wanted to make sure. I thought it was polycolor. I was about to say polycolor. But that's pretty much it. I like the little house. I think that's cute. That's all I colored in Magical Earth. I have one more coloring book, and then I will let you know about the announcement. This is the Mythographic Wild Summer by Joseph Cadombang, and I colored one page from this book, and here it is. For my medium, I mainly use colored pencil. I think, yeah, mostly, well, most of this page is with colored pencil. I use Koh-i-Noor Polycolor colored pencils. And then I got this bright idea to go in and use the Tritone colored pencils from Koh-i-Noor. I use it on the little donuts here, the animal here. I think these are, looks like pandas to me. I don't know. But I wanted to be creative and try some different colors to make it fun. But I really was going for implementing these colors, the pink and the little light blue, onto the donuts, but I didn't do that. I tried. So I have the tritone Kohinoor is the animals, the donuts, even the little animal here. And I think it turned out pretty good. So I'm going to be coloring more with tritones, especially when I want to give something a different look, and also especially when I want something to have a lot of more colors in it, and I don't really want to be using so many different pencils. But it actually makes it look like I used a whole lot of colors when I didn't. I just used that one pencil that has 3 colors in it. For the animals and the donut icing here, I still try to have the pink on here on both of the donuts because I want that pink to kind of pop there. And the second medium that I used was a white gel pen for the water and for the little, I guess, the bottom portion of the water area, like the sand or whatever, dirt. So that's it. That is all I colored in May, and I'm tired. I colored a lot of mythographic books, and I feel like I don't want to see any more mythographic books. I'm kidding you. In the summer, I'm going to be coloring in this book. So in June, I've decided to continue coloring in Wild Summer until the summer is up. So I'll pick a page or so in here to color. Now on to the announcement. If you made it to this portion of the video, thank you so much. You're here for the announcement. I am doing a giveaway. Not just any old giveaway. I'm doing a coloring book giveaway. I have 4 coloring books that I would like to give to you, but you have to enter the contest. I have a link to the form that you have to complete in order to be entered into the giveaway, okay? I'm giving away 4 adult coloring books. The first one is Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford. If you want to see a coloring book flip through of this, the link is up here and I'll put it in the description. The next coloring book that I have is Dark Fairy Tales by Kirby Rosanis. A lot of us, we are intimidated to color in his books. But what I've come to realize is that you don't have to be perfect. You can just get you some markers, water-based markers, whatever you want to use, and go to town and just have fun enjoying the illustrations. The next one that I have is the Mythographic Rainbow Realms. This is by Weronika Kolinska. The last one I have is the Mythographic Artist Vault. Here's what you have to do. Listen up. I have a Google form that you can fill out. That is in the description box. So be sure to check the description box. It will be up toward the top of the description box. Click on that form. Read that form completely and fill it out. Fill it out and submit it back to me. That's all you have to do. The giveaway contest is open starting today, May the 30th, and it will remain open until June the 14th. So you have about 2 weeks to enter this contest. 1 entry for 1 person. That's it. But be sure to read all of the specifics. Everything you have to do is listed on the form. Make sure you read it, okay? Don't skip over it. I'm doing this because I am celebrating reaching 2,000 subscribers. If it were not for you, I would not be at 2,000 subscribers. When I say if it wasn't for you, you have been so supportive. You've been encouraging, motivating. You've inspired me. You are the best community on YouTube, hands down, bar none. And I've been in a lot of communities because I've had a lot of different channels. You are the best, and I'm not just saying it to be saying it. I'm saying it because I know it to be true, and I'm speaking from experience. So I want to gift you something and give back to you because you have poured into me with your support, with your kind words. Some of you don't ever comment, but some of you who don't comment, you'll reach out to me and you'll say, hey, I saw your video on my TV and I really enjoyed it. I get those messages from time to time and it like makes me feel so good. I'm getting chills because I'm thinking, who's watching my video on their TV? It's just amazing. And so I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Also, I'm excited. I have to talk about this. Somebody ordered something from my shop. The first order, and I was so excited. I felt like I had won $1 million or I had won the sweepstakes. You know what I'm saying. I just felt so good. I was so happy. I was like, yes, somebody ordered. Thank you so much to that person. I appreciate it very, very much. If you're not on my mailing list, what you waiting on? Go ahead and subscribe to my newsletter. That newsletter is not intended to bombard you with products, but just to keep in touch with you and to share with you my thoughts about adult coloring, what's going on, self-care, and just other stuff, okay? Wellness, all that good stuff. So get on my newsletter list. I publish that newsletter every Friday, and it goes out between 4 and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wanted to pop in and just talk to you. Yeah. I think that's it. Thank you so much. Again, one more thing. Somebody has suggested that I do some pouches or like little pencil cases. That particular company that I'm going through and working through, they don't actually offer that, but I'm thinking about asking my friend who makes pouches to make some for me, and I'll pay her to do that, yeah, for you. And so I'm going to get in touch with her, and I'm going to see what I can do to make that happen, because I think that would be pretty good. That's a neat idea to do that, and we can, sell our own merchandise. And so I'm going to get my buddy, Miss W, to see if she'll make me some pouches. That person said, hey, we can put pencils in here. We also can probably use it for makeup or whatever. If we're traveling, going somewhere, we can throw our little makeup in there. So I'm going to see if I can make that happen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say thank you enough. Thank you times infinity. How about that? Make sure that you check the description box, especially if you want to enter the contest. It is open internationally because I do know I have some very supportive people who are international. Y'all are all from all over the world. And so you are free to enter into the contest as well. Just make sure you read the terms and conditions. Everybody. So if you have any questions or comments, you know what to do. Drop them in the comment section below. Until next time, keep calm and keep coloring. Bye.